give you some resources for you to follow up on too. We belong to a group called the Interfaith Center on Corporate Responsibility, ICCR. It's a group that's coordinated out of New York City, and it's for investors who are interested in socially responsible investing and holding companies accountable for just environmental policy, social policies that reflect equality for women, that deal with other social justice issues such as not just gender but as ethnicity and things like that. So we took a look at our portfolio of investments, and we decided that one of the ways that we would address the issue of trafficking, human trafficking, was through our investments. And ICCR, since 2011, so this would be the third year, their shareholders have addressed trafficking at the Super Bowl each year. And we do that through our investments in hotel properties. So I coordinate the regional group that's part of ICCR. Our group is called CRIM. It's the Catholic Coalition for Responsible Investment in Indiana and Michigan. And so because the Super Bowl was in Indianapolis, we took the lead on organizing contact with hotels. We set up a database of hotels that were in 15 miles of the stadium in Indianapolis. And we put together our ask, which was basically, were they aware of human trafficking, and had they trained their staff people to recognize signs of trafficking, or would they like to train their staff prior to the Super Bowl to recognize trafficking? Did they know to whom to report it if they thought it was happening, and how to report it safely to protect the potential victims and to protect their staff people? And would they like to have resources available for their guests in their lobby that, kind of illuminated them on the issue of trafficking? So what we did was we sent a fax to each one of these 220 hotels. And then we followed that up with a phone call. We trained 45 volunteers to make the follow-up phone calls and to ask the questions and get answers to the questions from each of these hotels. We kept a database on all of their responses. And then 99 hotels did want follow-up materials, so we had people who delivered those in person to the hotel managers prior to the Super Bowl. And we got, out of the 220, we said there were 45 that had trained their employees and 7 that wanted additional training in the 3 weeks before the Super Bowl. So we were able to arrange that for those hotels with the Attorney General in Indiana. Their office did the training. We worked with the hotels because if this is happening in a hotel, the police can't go in and make a bust there like they can in a strip club or an escort service. This is a business and people are paying to stay there. So hotels have to self-report if they think that that's happening. And so they need a lot of education in order to be able to do that and do it safely. So that's why we concentrated on hotels. And we did it as religious investors. We didn't want to embarrass the hotels. We didn't want to accuse them of anything. We just wanted to say this is something that probably does happen or potentially could happen at your place of business. If you're family friendly, families don't want to be around this kind of thing. It's dangerous. It's inhuman. It's a crime, and crimes need to be reported. So after the Super Bowl, we found out that some hotels did report. In fact, when one of our people delivered the packet of materials to one of the hotels, the manager said, "I'm so glad to get this. I've been waiting for you. I think they're already here." So we know that there was some self-reporting. We know for sure, that 4 women were rescued. We know that there are several other cases pending. And we shared our materials with the people in New Orleans for this year's Super Bowl. We know that prior to the Super Bowl, 5 women were rescued and 8 traffickers were arrested. So this continues on and on. I think sometimes when people say that this doesn't happen at sporting events, I think they discount the fact that this is a terribly underreported crime. You know, just like rape is an underreported crime.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are trafficked are afraid to report it if they get a chance, which many times they don't. So we really depend on frontline people in the hospitality industry to be knowledgeable and to do that, and to do it safely for them and for the potential victims. So that's what we did for the Super Bowl.
Wow, that's an amazing effort. I've been looking into trafficking internationally, and I don't even think this country of Australia has arrested 8 traffickers this year. So it's quite an amazing effort.
Are you on the Polaris Project mailing list?
No, I'm not. I should definitely.
Okay.
I should definitely get on that.
That's got a lot of good information for you because every month they send you an update. That comes out of the State Department.
Okay.
So PolarisProject.org.
Okay.
Okay, you should be on their mailing list, and they tell you how many calls they get each month. That's
Okay.
the National Human Trafficking Hotline.
Okay.
They run that.
Yeah.
They say how many calls they got a month. They say how many were followed up on. They say what states they were from. You know, they're in their 11th year, and they document back all the way from the time that they were started, and they show you how the volume of calls has been increasing every year.
Wow.
So people are becoming aware. Also, the State Department every year publishes an international human trafficking report, and has a grading system for countries. Did you know that?
Yeah, the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3.
Yeah, the TIP report.
Mm-hmm.
Trafficking in persons. Yeah, that's an excellent source of material.
Yeah.
You can also go on the ICCR website. That's ICCR.org.
Mm-hmm.
And